The question that seems to keep coming up in our Twitch chat goes as follows. Should I play blank with my partner?
Typically, if you see us playing said game over on twitch.tv/Couplecade, then the answer usually is yes. There could often be more to it than that.
Because of that, we thought it'd be fitting to make a series of videos on what we like and don't like about the games we've played.
Particularly from the perspective of playing it as a couple. Let's start things off with World of Warcraft. Yeah, the big ol' MMO that just about everybody and their dog has played. Except Carla. She's never played it. So in this day and age, 16 years deep into the game, what does a brand new MMO player think of WoW? And why start this up now, you ask? Well, Blizzard has just finished revamping the leveling process ahead of the shiny new expansion, Shadowlands.
As a complete noob to most video games in general, my knowledge of WoW consisted of visuals. Very chunky, funky designs that walked around a big old map. When the game came out, my cousin gave me a free 2-week trial to try it out. But the only thing I did was create characters. I actually didn't even play the game. I just made characters. Personally, the stylistic designs didn't appeal to me as much as other RPGs, and frankly, a bull man casting crazy spells and riding on a motorbike in a high fantasy environment doesn't really make sense to me, but to each their own. I slowly realized that the game was more so about the freedom of self-expression through these crazy ideas. When I would peer over Fraser's shoulder to see what kind of shenanigans he was getting up to, it always seemed like the same thing. Run around collecting things and murdering things. I always thought this was a boring game to play. It seemed so limited, and to hear Fraser talk all excitedly about what he was doing made me so confused. It wasn't until I recently started playing that I could kinda understand. Fraser started me out with a new tutorial area called Exile's Reach. It was nicer than the other ill attempts at getting me into the game. This new area was well paced and very clear for me to understand. It had enough variety so I wasn't just wandering around seeing the same 2 creatures every direction I looked. Mama Orc Lady taught me how to fight, but she also taught me how to live. The horde, that is. And it made it more enjoyable having Fraser right beside me the entire way. It was nice to have the beginning experience teach you how to play through a little bit of story. Fighting a big dead Durgan was the climax of this story. He served as a mini raid boss with training wheels. We had a mix of real players and NPC punching bags to help out with the epic battle. I still don't think I'm ready for a big kid raid yet because I tend to have a panicky personality. That I hate going in without water. Just don't do that to me. Oh God, it's so spooky. It's so spooky. It done that. I found the tutorial area was a nice introduction into what to expect from the game. The old starting areas to the game were pretty snoozeville, and it had me wondering if the whole game was going to be a guy looking for his bag he lost or a lady who needs you to kill these baddies. Instead of expecting way more from the game, I was open to letting the little leveling quests just do their thing. Before I knew it, I was hooked into chilling with Fraser, leveling and soaking up the world.
Now I've been playing WoW on and off since around 2007, and in those early days I wasn't much different from the grubby little kid asking you if your phone has any games on it. I distinctly remember sending a warrior in Shadowfang Keep into a blind rage, when I, the silly hunter, rolled need on a strength sword that I absolutely did not need. Suffice it to say, I was a bit of a noob. Over time though, I did manage to find my way in World of Warcraft and forge ahead to become this accomplished orc hunter you see before you. The point I'm trying to make is this. The learning curve of the game can be pretty daunting at first, and onboarding new players did need a good amount of work. With Exile's Reach, I feel like they've managed to hit a bit of a sweet spot. It's easier than ever to drop into the game with a friend that's brand new. Everybody can now start on Exile's Reach, so race choice is no longer a factor in playing together. Thankfully for me, this meant I didn't have to go in with a puny blood elf, and could instead make Freyka, the orc rogue, pinnacle of femininity. If you don't want to make a new character, you could always grab one of the many alts I'm sure you've left to collect dust in your roster over the years, and turn on Party Sync. This feature syncs up all of your quests with a friend, so you can help each other regardless of level. This feature was a bit shaky at first, but with the new level squish they've made, which by the way was long overdue, syncing up with a friend works way better than it ever did before. It takes a lot of the pressure off trying to sell someone on the idea of World of Warcraft, now that the controls and basic mechanics are taught to new people at a reasonable pace. What helps even more is that we're not forced into showing brand new people starting zones that are now 16 years old. Exile's reach looks fantastic, and I'm glad it managed to convince Carla to finally play this game with me.
World of Warcraft seems like a game that everyone can get something out of. I don't know what my niche is going to be yet, but I have a sneaking suspicion it's mount related. I spent a few minutes just looking at all of the mounts alphabetically, picking out the cute ones from the ugly ones, until Fraser told me there are literally hundreds to look through. So I put that to rest rather quickly. Ultimately, I'm glad I've given this game a try. Fraser literally was hounding me to do so for years. The aesthetic didn't appeal to me right away, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't love my Mean Girls-inspired Blood Elf priest with all of my heart. Pink hair, big ears, and a stank face go well together. Me and my character are gonna go places, I tells ya.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
So yes, you absolutely should give World of Warcraft a go with your partner. It was a nice change of pace from the games that we're usually playing on stream, and we'll definitely be relaxing in Azeroth more often. More than anything, we're just excited to see what the new expansion Shadowlands is going to bring us when it drops on the 23rd.
We hope you enjoyed this new video format that we put out today. If you are interested in seeing more Couplecade, we do stream 5 nights a week over at twitch.tv/Couplecade here. We love just chilling, hanging out, maxing, relaxing, all cool with all of you guys.
Oh, and we've also just released a fancy new merch store where you can grab yourself some sweaters, t-shirts, mugs, hats, you name it. It's all there, and that's at couplecade.com/merch if that's something you're interested in.
So thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it, and hopefully you got something out of this video. Let us know in the comments below if you have any thoughts on it, but otherwise we'll see you next time.
And if you can think of any games that you'd like us to take a look at next and see if it works for a couple, let us know about that as well.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye. I love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.